Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It is Alicia here. I'm back. I was gone for like a little bit, I feel like, because I made my own website. Yay! It's honestly my baby, and I wanted to make a website so that I can put everything that I have in one place because I do use Instagram a lot, and I've noticed that for me, I use Instagram. Well, I was using Instagram a lot for to write what's on my heart, um, and yes, this is a great thing to do on Instagram, but I've noticed that I was not getting as much. I was not getting as much like people to see it as much as I wanted to. And so I felt like if I made a website, it would be a website that's just for blogging, all this stuff. So really that people are not just looking at my photos and kind of missing what I'm actually writing about. Because I find on Instagram what's happening is a lot of people will look at my picture and not see the content that's on my picture. And for me, my content is so much more important than what's on my pictures. My pictures are just there because on Instagram I have to put a picture on to make a post. So I gotta. But for me, I like to write. I love writing, and although maybe I'm not the best at it, I don't know. I like writing, so who knows? I don't care if I'm good or not. But for me, my website was somewhere where I could put all of that there. So if I even had pictures, I would put them there too. I actually have um, in my menu bar an area that's called gallery just for my pictures because, you know, one day, let's say if I'm well off on this website and I want somewhere to just put my pictures, I have that place. And so for me, I made this website not just for right now, but for my whole view. All like everything I have in my dreams, I'm gonna be putting into my website because I think this website is such a good idea for where I want to go in life, and it also is such a good platform for me to start with. And so yeah, that's why I made it. It's got all raw topics. It's got all topics about love, life, everything pretty much, honestly. Like I'm trying to I even put in my premium subscription sex ed 111. You know what juicy stuff is going to be on that. It's actually not that crazy juicy. It's just about conscious sex and not having sex with everybody. Yeah, because that's not good, guys. Well, it's fun, but it's not good for the soul. It's a true fact. hmm but that's not why I'm here today, guys. I'm here today to talk to you guys about being a loving human being because I think that in order for us to move into a more aware consciousness, we need to know how to be more aware, but also how to be more loving because loving or love is like the highest vibration. And if we all were to become loving human beings, and if we all were to be able to go into that loving state a lot of more, that did not make sense, a lot more times, then there would be so much less conflict, and whatever conflict there would be, it would be resolved so much easier, and it wouldn't go into like a fight or a war or whatever conflicts lead to. But so yeah, so being a loving human being, what is it? A loving human being is pretty much, honestly, just having love in your mind and allowing yourself to be fully washed with love. So, for me, what does a loving human being mean to me? How am I a loving human being? Um, I honestly am filling my soul with so much love. So every morning I wake up and I tell myself what I love about myself. I wash my face, and as I'm washing my face, I say, wow, I love my face, and I love how it is, and I love the way it is. And I give myself the love first. Before I give anybody else love, I go and give myself love. And so I go and I love my face, and then I look at my body, and I look, because I have a standing mirror, and so I look in my standing mirror and I look at myself and I say, I'm so blessed. I'm so like full of love to be who I am today and to be in the body I am. And so I fill myself with love. And then when I go out, and let's say if I meet someone that for me, I would probably not go and have a drink with them and like go and explore town with. But that doesn't mean not gonna be love to them. So when I meet them, if I meet someone who's just not on my, just we just would probably clash. I look at them and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna judge them. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't I don't know if we would get along. Instead, I'm like, hey, how's it going? What's up? It's not like I'm like, oh, let's go get a drink. I'm gonna do this, but I still am love. It's not about people pleasing and trying to find every single friend that you want, but it's also about being a friend to whoever needs you. So being like a loving support, but also not like being that person that you're like, okay, well, I'll drop everything for you. It's like, it's a balance. It's honestly, you have to balance it out. You have to know that you have to be a loving soul, but you can't go overboard where you're draining yourself and then taking from yourself to be so love. So it's just about not being rude. Honestly, that's at the end of what I'm trying to say. It's just be love. Be love and have love within. Like, well, for example, when you do get in a conflict, instead of saying things you wouldn't mean or saying things maliciously, saying hurtful words, you would instead go into this conflict, and right when you start feeling like that anger and those words starting to bubble up, you go inside and you say, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna feel love right now, and I'm not going to be hurt by what this conflict is doing to me, and I'm not going to hurt someone by this conflict. And so, like, for me, when I say things, I try to go by these three things, and I try to, one, not be rude to anybody, two, not say anything malicious in any sort of way, and three, not go against myself or make myself feel guilty. And so for those three things, you have to really do those, because well, you don't have to really do those, but you should be doing those, because if you don't, then you are going to say something rude. You might say something malicious, and you might say something that goes against you and makes you feel guilty. And those are forms that will bring you down and take you out of that love state. And so when you go into a conflict and you act through love, then a lot of the times what you say is not going to do any of those things. It's because it's said by love, and you've really taken the time to think about what you said so that you can say it with love, and so that whatever you do say, and you don't feel guilty saying it. And so you I just had that zone out. But instead, when you're actually talking to a person, you know that you've said now what you've said, what you had to say, even if it's super raw and it feels uncomfortable, at least you said it in the best way and the most loving way you can. And then after that, if the person still is angry and still tries to put you down or do anything that is not love, you can now see that that's on them. And you can then say, you know what? I just tried my whole time to give you love, and I just tried putting my words through love, and you're still putting me down for this. I don't need this. Now you have now taken my words, and now you have put it into anger. And anger is not a bad thing. Anger comes up, of course, when conflict happens, and that's okay. But the thing is, anger can also lead to a lot of harsh words being said. And that's why when you have anger, you have to feel love in that anger. Because when you have love in that anger, you're able to not say so much harsh things. And then you don't have that guilt of having to say those harsh things and then having to say, I'm sorry because I said those things. And it's good to be sorry, but not even having to get to that point and just being love is probably so much better. For me, I think it is. So yeah, honestly, being a loving human being is just really just choosing love before anything, choosing love before being rude, choosing love before judging others, choosing love before being jealous. Like, and when you choose love, it's not about saying, okay, well, I'm just gonna be love, I'm just gonna be love, and like still having that anger in your head. Like, you can't say loving things to a person with having a malicious mindset, because then it sounds really fake. And so when you say love, you have to mean love. And so that's why you really have to do your work on the inside. You have to make sure that the inside is filled with love. And that's where the unconditional video will come in handy. And like deconditioning yourself and all that stuff, those will help you to move into a more loving mindset, because then you're able to actually see, oh, okay, this is what unconditional love is. And this is why I was so conditioned and so giving such fake love. And so when you are able to love from within, it actually feels more real, even if it's in a conflict and um, it's like a heat of the moment. Your love will still be so real because it's coming from a real heart. And that's why a lot of the times when you see like people who are like, when they say something that's nice, but it's like, that didn't sound nice. Like, I don't know. That sounded like it had some like secret motives behind it or something like that. Like bad intentions behind it. And so that's why you have to say things and really mean what you say and really put love into what you say, because if you don't, a lot of things will feel fake. And for me, I can see and I can feel so much fakeness when a person is trying to tell me something and them themselves is not really feeling it. I'm like, man, I can feel it in your soul that this is not real. Like, come on, be real with yourself. It's not even me that it's phasing. It's like at the end of the day, it's gonna phase you, right? Like, but yeah, just being a loving human being is literally just choosing love. Choose love before anything else. Um, this is gonna be a shorter video because I feel like I kind of said really what I wanted to say, and if you honestly have any other questions about what I said, then you can feel free to ask me and come to me with any questions you have. I honestly am such an open book, and I'm not going to judge you or put you down for what you say. I'm just trying to be a loving human being to you too, to anybody, honestly. And so whatever you have to say, whatever questions you have, come to me. I'm not scary. I won't bite unless, we're in bed and I might bite. I'm sorry guys, I had to. But I'm not gonna hurt you ever. And so I'm gonna leave it at that. And I hope you all have a wonderful day and enjoy, and I'm sending you all love and light, and yeah, stay being a loving human and try to be as love as you can. Love you.